All right, every great learning journey needs a great destination, right? Well, today we're going to break down the final project for this course, your capstone. We're going to get into exactly what it is, why we're doing it this way, and how you're going to create something that really showcases everything you've learned. So, let me ask you a question. How can you truly understand something as complex and dynamic as the PYP Exhibition? I mean, really get it? Well, you don't just read about it. You've got to live it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build one, but with a pretty cool twist that puts you right in the driver's seat.
First things first, let's put this whole thing in context. You know that every IB program, from the little ones in PYP all the way up to the DP, ends with some kind of major project. You've heard of the personal project or the extended essay, right? Well, for the primary years program, the big finale is called the exhibition. It's their chance to show off everything they've learned.
And that's the whole point of a capstone, isn't it? This is not just another test. This is where you stop learning about the concepts and you start applying them. It's your opportunity to pull together all the threads from our course and really demonstrate that you've mastered this stuff in a practical way.
Okay, so this brings us to the absolute core of our project. We are going to borrow, or as we're calling it, co-opt, the entire structure of the PYP exhibition for our own learning. Why? Simple. Because it is a fantastic, time-tested framework for doing a really deep and meaningful inquiry.
And just so we're all on the same page, when I say co-opt, I mean it in this very specific way. We're taking the exhibition, which is normally for young students, and we're diverting it. We're using its powerful structure for our own totally different purpose as adult learners.
And here is where it all clicks together. This is the really clever part. By literally walking in the shoes of a PYP student, you get this amazing first-hand experience of their final project. But at the exact same time, you're going to use that very same framework to show off your deep understanding of our main topic, assessment in the IB. It's brilliant, right?
So, of course, before we can borrow the blueprint, we need to actually understand what it looks like. What is a real PYP exhibition? What's the secret sauce that makes it such a powerful learning experience for kids? Let's take a look.
A real exhibition is so much more than just a project. It's a deep, collaborative investigation. It's where students get to show real agency, taking ownership of their own learning. It pushes them to explore different points of view, to take what they've learned and actually do something with it. And it all ends in this fantastic celebration of learning with the whole community. And what makes it tick? It's these essential features. The fact that it's student-initiated and student-designed. That gives them real ownership. It's built on collaboration, it's rooted in real-world issues, and it gets the whole community involved. This is the amazing model that we're borrowing from.
Okay, so you get the blueprint. Now let's talk about your mission. How are we going to adapt this amazing framework for our own capstone project all about assessment?
Now this is where our project is a little different, and it's important to see why. In a real exhibition, students get total freedom to pick their topic. For us, we've got a predetermined goal. You're investigating assessment practices. That gives our work focus. Also, our project is going to run outside of our regular class time. And while we absolutely hope you'll collaborate, the structure for that will naturally look a bit different.
So instead of a wide-open topic, your inquiry is going to be guided by 4 essential questions. Think of these as your official lines of inquiry. And the first one is the big one, the foundation. What is the actual role, the fundamental purpose of assessment in the IB? The second question shifts us from the what to the how. This is where you get practical. How are these assessment strategies actually designed and put into action? How do we make the theory work in a real classroom to support learning? And question 3. This gets us down to the real nuts and bolts. It is all about the tools of the trade. Your investigation is going to focus on creating those authentic tasks, those super clear criteria, and those really effective rubrics that are such a hallmark of IB assessment. And finally, our 4th question. This one tackles something that is just absolutely critical in education today: inclusivity. How do we make sure our assessment practices are fair, they're equitable, and they are truly designed to support the learning needs of every single student in the room? Okay. Deep breath. You've got your mission. You've got your guiding questions. So the next logical question is, how are you supposed to organize all this? Well, let's look at the 2 key tools that are going to be your best friends on this journey.
And it's beautifully simple. You're going to have an exhibition planner. Think of it as your project roadmap and journal all in one. And second, you'll be developing your own success criteria, which are just clear statements that define exactly what success is going to look like for you.
Now that exhibition planner, you should already have a copy in your email, is basically your command center for this whole thing. It's where you'll jot down everything from your first brainstorms to your final reflections. And hey, really pay attention to that self-assessment section. It is so important for tracking your own progress and really owning your learning.
Now, that second tool, developing success criteria. Why is this so important? Well, don't just take it from me. Assessment guru John Hattie puts it perfectly here. Success criteria make the learning goal totally transparent. It's not a secret, it's not a guessing game. They show you exactly what the target looks like from day one.
So we've covered the why and the how. Now for the really fun part, the what. After all of this amazing inquiry, what are you actually going to create to show us what you've learned and to answer those 4 big questions?
Just to get your creative juices flowing, have a look at the kinds of things that students create in a typical exhibition. For our project, the sky's the limit, really, as long as it's something you can share electronically. Maybe you create a video tutorial for new teachers, or you design a whole new assessment policy for a school, or maybe you develop a guide for inclusive assessment. The choice is totally yours.
And that really brings us to the final thought, the big meta question. This entire project is about assessment. So as you go through this process, the ultimate question isn't just for me to answer, it's for you. Using everything you've learned, how are you going to assess your own success? That, right there, is what this journey is all about.